loser. They're looking for a goose to cook. I'm it. Do you think anybody's going to believe that I was out walking around the streets looking for a job when those bombs were tossed? They'll try to make anyone. Okay, kid. You play it your way.
Well, I wouldn't blame you at that. I guess I do look rotten. I'm just out of the hospital 2 weeks. I'm gonna have another drink.
Tremendous pressure has been put upon you. Save the army, convict Zola, and save France. I say to you, pick up that challenge. Save the army.
Which should be very excellent and unusual if all I hear is true. I wish you to make me a duplicate of this key in gold with the de Medici crest placed here. It is a key to the balcony door leading to my apartments and is to be in a nature of a surprise for the Duke. I expect you to deliver it.
Quite right. I am no beauty. Perhaps you prefer a gentleman, eh? One of those fine-mannered, virtuous, and honorable gentlemen. One of those canting hypocrites who like your lady but talk about your garter.
Because when Father died, I was the only one who knew anything about it. And now here I am. I can't let go. It's like holding a tiger by the tail. Oh, but I love it, the battling and the excitement. I don't think I could do without it now. Oh, I see lots of men. But I've never found a real one.
All right, you fools. You've brought it on yourselves. Everything would have come right if you'd only left me alone. You've driven me near madness with your peering through the keyholes and gaping through the curtains.
When something like this happens to you, and you try to tell how you feel about it, you find that out of all the words in the world, there are only two that really mean anything. Thank you.
The truth is, I remembered that my father was an emperor of China, and my mother was an Indian queen. And I went out and claimed my inheritance. It all turned out just as you once suspected, Kathy.
Queen has no hour for love. Time presses, events crowd upon her. But for a shell, an empty, glittering husk, she must give up all that a woman holds most dear.
You know how men die for lack of water? Thirst, burning thirst that turns to pain, torture. Then you go mad. The sun kills you.
I told you I wasn't asking anything from anybody. I can take care of myself. Up or down, ninjack or broke, what's the odds? Wherever night overtakes me, that's my resting place. That's my way. Thank you, though, for your interest.
Maybe not today, but I'm telling you this for the last time. When Dutch comes around, he's going to leave you some beer, and you're going to take it, and you're going to kick him with the dough. If you don't, your teeth out one at a time. Get me? Yeah, and you'll be needing some right away.
1,000,000 years have passed since we drank together, or sat together undisturbed, returning glance for glance, smile for smile, to the happy two people, to the memory of the past.
And the distinct degeneration of the middle frontal lobe. All of these degenerate characteristics check amazingly with the case history of the dead man before us, whose life was one of brutality, of violence, and murder.
I have grown weary of my little dream. I've outlived the hour of my desire. Alone with tortured, empty heart, I weep.
It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task.
Several times.
Very nearly.
You know, perhaps if you actually had, I wouldn't be so obstinate. And I am. Very obstinate.
Hey. What are you trying to do?
Clean my face.
I brought a present for you. You will find it under your blanket next to your heart. It is a bottle of brandy, baby. Very good brandy. The infantry captured it from the Austrians on San Gabriele.
Has a Townsend touch. Dignified, respectable.
And old-fashioned. Cream or lemon?
Cream. People that can do things. I've practically no talent for anything except being myself.
Looking as lovely as you'll get.
Not a very important one, I'm afraid.
Before you deliver another of Michael's handsome offers, I must tell you that I've decided to give you a chance to escape your thoroughly well-deserved end on condition that you yourself return the prisoner of Zenda to me alive.
You know, I always did like a man in a uniform. That one fits you grand. Why don't you come up sometime, see me? I'm home every evening.
Yeah, but I'm busy every evening.
Busy? So what are you trying to do, insult me?
Oh, yes. I'm a little rusty at this. I've never done it before, but may I? Yes. Please do. To all of us, everywhere. A Merry Christmas to us all, my dear.
As God is my witness, they're not going to lick me. I'm going to live through this, and when it's all over, I'll never be hungry again. No, nor any of my folk. If I had to lie, steal, cheat, or kill.
To Brighton, a marvelous hotel. The Hotel Mabel, the Margaret, the Nellie. Oh, confound that woman. Why did she ever come back into my life? Well, it doesn't make any difference. Come along, guy. The change will do you good. Sea air, sunshine, gaiety, girls.
Love it. I've just been sitting here thinking that I'm the happiest girl in the world. Marie, remember the time in the Bonton bargain basement? The two of us behind the counter, handkerchiefs, gloves, hose.
If anything happens to her, I'll understand. Cry my eyes out.
Oh, I know. You want your daddy to give it to you, don't you? Well, Daddy'll give you the medicine. You can come. Oh, this is lovely, lovely.
I suppose you look through keyholes, too. No, it's my grandmother's, but she lets me use it. Oh, pardon me. I just had an idea you were sitting there looking at me because I didn't have any clothes on. Very funny. Come on now, give me that.
Is she not beautiful? I wanted to have her beauty always. I loved her too, Venus.
Well, you see, it's like this. Blackie sent me to meet you, Jim.
What?
And to say that he was sorry, and to ask you to take me, Eleanor, to the country club, and that he and Blackie would meet us, Eleanor and Jim, there later. You too? You've waited for Blackie?
My poor Treatle, His Royal Highness does nothing of the kind. He says it's not so bad. And nothing in the world is so bad as something which is not so bad. But suppose... No, it's a crime, Treatle, worse, a blunderer. And quite fatal to my reputation.
According to the law which says if you kill somebody, you gotta be killed yourself. But I'll give them the chance they didn't give me. They'll get a legal trial in a legal courtroom. They'll have a legal judge and a legal defense. They'll get a legal sentence and a legal death.
I smell a rat. Barnaby's got a hand in that. I believe that little Elmer is still alive. Come on, we'll find out.
I guess this is just another lost cause, Mr. Payne. All you people don't know about lost causes.
My hair together when my head falls?
Yes.
Isn't it a pity to lose a head like this? Still, they will easily find a nickname for me. Among the queens of England, I shall be Anne sans tête.
Think back, far back. Oh, my beloved. You will, you can. Another life. A far-off, forgotten place. This place.
All right, you raise the kids, I'll raise the roof.
I'd rather die with an athletic heart from shaking cocktails and bankers than expire in a pan of dirty dishwater. Would you? He can look like a gorilla and have the manners of a niggerodi, but he's got to have dough. Plenty of dough. Oh.
Well, at least she'll have a couple of kids to keep her company in her old age. And what'll we have? Some broken down memories and an old scrapbook, which nobody will look at.
We're probably a different race of people.
Maybe. Tonight I feel like sitting out in the moonlight, having somebody hold my hand.
Now, I'll tell you just how it started. You see, I've never had my name in the papers. And when I saw a chance to get in the headlines, whoa, you don't know what that did to me. See, I lead a very simple life.
I'll bet you do.
At the dairy.
The first time we started, we get a halfway across when we run out of gasoline, and we got to go back. Then I take twice as much gasoline. This time we were just about to land, maybe 3 feet. When what do you think? We run out of gasoline again. And the back we go again and get more gas. This time I take
Mr. Slade, I'm leaving you. I'm through. I've had all of London I want. I'm fed up with everything I can think of. Plans and buildings and people and fog and everything else. I'm going to America.
So relentlessly pursued, or aerial and housetop, and vice versa, I have thwarted the malevolent machinations of our scurrilous enemies. In short, I have arrived.
No, I should say you're not. You take by storm. What's a woman to you? A citadel, a herd of cattle. Oh, Richard of England is not as easy as that. Now, will you please leave my tent?
No, I'm alive. I'm young. I won't die. I loved you once, but now you belong with the dead. I am Uncle Alman, but I'm somebody else, too. I want to live, even in the
end. If you pardon, we will mend. Else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Because you're my responsibility and someone has to take care of you.
I can take care of myself.
You can't look me in the eye and say that. You love me and you know it. You know, there's no sense in struggling against a thing when it's got you. It's got you, and that's all there is to it. It's got you. Oh, that's Clarence.
Really? Well, now, surely you're not going to let that pass unchallenged, are you? You must have something to say to that. That's the boy. I knew you had it in you.
That's good. That's good for all of you. If I ever catch any of you running alongside the likes of that, why, I'll... A scurvy pirate in my inn.
Fast. Oh! Elmer! Elmer! Get the key here, quick. Lock him up. Lock him up. Well, now, please. Fine officer, you are locking up a dangerous criminal without locking him up.
It's not locked.
Yeah, huh?
It's not locked.
Oh, thank you.
I could do all the things that fella does and more. Only I never got my chance. Why, what's there to be afraid of? Now, when I get in a tight spot, I shoot my way out of it. Why, sure. Shoot first and argue afterwards. You know, this game ain't for guys that's soft.
Girls talk. You wouldn't want all your secrets told, would you, Father? I've got it. Why in the world didn't I think of it before? Why? We could be on Easy Street.
What is it? Come on, spit it out.
Why don't we all get jobs and go to work?
To send for crab meat. Crab meat. And now, on top of everything else, the Ferncliffs aren't coming to dinner. They call up at this hour, the miserable cockneys. They call up to say they've gone to Florida. Florida! And who can I get at this hour?
I'm sorry you don't see it my way, Louis. Because I mean to be the Dauphine of France. Not in the way I might have been if we'd stood together. But at least I'll be the brightest, highest figure in this court.
Times a day, I hear a voice within me say, Hide yourself behind a screen. You shouldn't be heard, you shouldn't be seen. You're just an awful in-between.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Music is less in your line than marksmanship. If you listen, my dear Raymond, I'll show you the exact moment at which you can shoot. Now listen carefully.
And now, before I tell you the full story of our voyage, I'm going to ask the gentlemen of the press to come forward, so that the audience may have the privilege of seeing them take the first photographs of Kong and his captors. All right, boys.
Oh, there, don't you worry, Sidney, dear. You can put on your Sunday suit. Wait till I get my hands on that blabberskite when he comes home. Go on. Oh, dear.
Don't call me a saint. I'm only someone who loves you, and you're not a sinner. You didn't do it for yourself. It's no sin to destroy an ugly thing like a black beetle. You wanted to help others. It was wrong for me to tell you to give yourself up. Let's go away to a different country, to someplace far off where people won't know us.
A story of greed and tyranny, and of anger against it, of what it cost. One man, my lord, would not endure such tyranny. That's why you hounded him. That's why you hate him, hate his friends. And that's why you're beaten. Fletcher Christian still free.
Do you call that being good? Huh? Oh, gee, I don't want to go, darling.
Make us any happier if Luke Plummer was dead? One of his brothers would be after you with a gun. We'd never be safe. I don't want that kind of life, Ringo.
Well, I don't see what else I can do.
Go now. Get away. Forget Lordsburg. Forget the Plumbers. Make for the border and I'll come to you.
I am a ghost. I am the famous Glowry ghost that haunts this castle through the darkness of night, searching for a despised McLagan.
Well, I knew you ran almost everything around here, but I didn't know you had a matrimonial agency on the side. Just goes to show you how wrong you can be. Where do you keep those pictures?
Commander? Oh, much more important than that. I'm the whole works.
Oh.
With a little help from the president, I practically run the United States. I'm a lieutenant.
Oh.
What else do you call a man who takes advantage of the king's misfortune to seize his power? And now, with the help of this sweet band of cutthroats, you'll try to grind a ransom for him out of every helpless Saxon. A ransom that'll be used, not to release Richard, but to buy your way to the throne.
Which you have just seen, radiated waves direct to Professor Howland's laboratory. In these waves came in contact with those the professor's equipment was radiating. They created interstellar frequency.
Maybe I do need a drink. Maybe I've needed a drink all these years and haven't known it. If I were to walk in here right now, I'd have to speak to her very sharply in order to keep her from making a row. Speak to her?
They've got a whole town that does nothing but make Roquefort somewhere in France. I was reading about it the other day. It comes from sheep's milk. Did you know that? And they do the rottenest things to the sheep. Ewes, don't they call them? Before they milk them, the cheese people slap them all around underneath to make the milk thick.